Hello there. It's another important tidbit from me, Evan, and it's my real face, of course. It's a little bit plastic, I suppose you could say. uh, Not to put my nose in the air, but it's funny. Yeah, I put some videos on YouTube, and they probably got pinched, and other people get credit for them, and which is sad because they're quite I think they're quite like I don't see many clicks. I'm sure I get more clicks than what I do. There must be some people that watch this stuff. I get some from time to time, but I just wish I get more. I don't know whether they hold them back or whether you have to be a registered participant to get clicks or. But yeah, I just put little tidbits out there to see who's good and who's bad, and I'm a bit like Santa Claus, I suppose. See who's naughty, who's nice. um, I don't put much out there, just enough just to affirm peace in my life at the moment. And, help me journey on through life. I don't want to get stuck in a rut where I can't move on, like it's happened before where I got stuck and didn't know the next sort of direction. So I think just doing little things on the internet helps, puts a little bit of energy out there to sort of, I'd like more response, I don't get much response, being James Bond, James Bond. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, like it'd be nice because I'd like to put a whole lot more out there. If I got more of a response, I'd make a bigger impact on the world, and I think the world would be a much better place. But as it is, I'm putting just little bits and pieces. Whoop, my screen's gone. Oh, screen's gone. Why does it go off when you're in the middle of a video? There we are. Still going? Oh, it's still going. You think they'd have a screen thing that wouldn't go off, wouldn't you? MacBooks, eh? They have. See, they're not perfect. They have irritations. But yeah. So put my nose in there again, and oh yes. But yeah, it just annoys me when you feel like there's people out there getting credit for your work. I just don't like the way the internet's like that. It should be a fair platform that's designed so people who put their work out there get the credit for it. I think because otherwise it's plagiarism and it's a crime. So because it does hurt you, plagiarism. Would be nice to get credit for things you do, and I think the things I put out on the internet, um, like I don't want people thinking, oh, this guy's Jesus or something, and he's up on a pedestal and he thinks he's high and mighty. And I prefer people to think, or maybe that's who I was in a previous life. Maybe it's just a possibility because of the things that have happened to me in this life have sort of mirrored that kind of thing. But I just like people, if they're interested, just to think of me like the person I am, Evan, and these are my interests, and I'm interested in history and past life regression and almost like future life projection too, like thinking in the future and preparing. And I suppose Jesus was into preparing the way, sort of thinking ahead, and because he had to as a world leader, so he had to think ahead. And I think of myself that way too, because just the way my aura was born in a certain way that I felt central, like a central person, like a central sort of figure. Or I feel like in a different sort of world, I'd be the central action star of the movie. The focus. That's how I feel about the way I feel my life is. I just feel we all have a different role in life, and we're born and built and constructed and created in a manner which suits that role. And my character has flaws. I'm a bit like a Clark Kent. I'm a bit nerdy and a bit awkward. Especially with women, I'm a bit awkward, but then I get my strength up and I'm a superhero, like, so other guys, maybe they're similar, but I just feel I tend to be that way a bit. I'm a bit small, but I have a lot of heart and I have a lot of, strength I haven't found yet, so, which is there, it's potential, it's all there. It's like to discover, and I just feel like if I was more well received, I might have more of a chance to discover this person that's, I think, is very important to the world, to have that central person. And this world, as it is, isn't cut out for a Hollywood star image of bridges blowing up and buildings collapsing, and that's not what we want. We want more of I like the more down to earth qualities, human qualities, not so much the bravado, more the human qualities of a central figure, one that's more personal and um, more interesting. I know, it's gone off again. Why does that? Anyway, to continue without my scrum, maybe I'll just wiggle my mouse as you do, ladies. Wiggle the mouse, yeah. Very sexual computers, aren't they? Wiggle the mouse, enter key. Speaking of superheroes, no, I just like that possibility that the human race can evolve and in a good way. It doesn't have to all be cathartic and horrific, and I think it can evolve in a much better way. I've been through the bad part, and I don't think I'll go through it again. I think I've discovered something which people have sought after a long time, and I think I've discovered that. And I think maybe in the future as like a Superman, I'll go through the Phantom Zone. I think that's all. I mentioned that before, but I don't know if it'll be that bad. I think I'll enjoy it. I'll enjoy this. It'll be like going to the gym or something, really pushing myself, going through the Phantom Zone to sort of be reborn after I've lost my power. I think that's sort of finding that power again. That's projection into the future. It could be 100 years, could be 1,000 years, could be a million years. I just think it's a possibility. I like to believe in those things that we dream about and we look up to and admire. And it's not my whole world. I like all sorts of things. I like interesting, strange, kooky stuff. Tim Burton's an interesting person. I think he comes up some. I always feel like he's a bit frustrated that he can't quite get the kookiness he wants out of Hollywood. He wants the creepy kookiness, weirdest shit in the world, probably. They can only come up with this glossy sort of film, sort of pleasing the kids, and I get that way too. I want to discover something inside of myself that's never been seen before. I just want to. I've always had that. I'm on the precipice to find it, and sometimes I do, and it's like, wow, like I didn't think that would happen, but yeah, it'd be nice to find it every day rather than to be caught up in the mundane all the time. It's yeah, I suppose I put myself out there as a Superman now. Everyone just thinks that's what I think about, but I think about all sorts of stuff. Feather dusters having doing their own chores and all sorts of weird things. You can have a good conversation with a feather duster. They have a lot to talk about. Anyway, no, there's all sorts of funny things you can sort of think about. And anyway, just leaving that with you, that try to be more kind on the internet and give people credit for their work, and the world will spin much better. Messing with the dates, I think that's silly.